Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm Paul, and this is Ask Paul. Let's see what question comes up here today. Greg in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. If one builds a system from all Class A or Class A plus, the rating, okay, Class A like stereophile or the absolute sound where they have the rated components, buying the least expensive range, how much better could such a system sound using very expensive components costing tens of dollars? Is it worth spending the extra dollar since they're all rated A or A plus? I'm going to guess, Chris, that what you're asking me, if I or Greg, I'm sorry, Greg, I'm going to guess that what you are asking is, within a category where you have A or A plus in these magazines, there's a range this big of the very low to the very high and expensive. Like some of our products are in our lower price products are in the A and the A plus. How do they compare to the very expensive? That's a pretty generalized question that I would struggle a little bit to answer. For one, I'm biased. I think that our products, from a personal standpoint, represent a heck of a value. We try and give value that is far greater than the actual cost of it. So some companies work hard on making their prices high, and I don't mean artificially high, but they'll do things like spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the chassis, which is cool. I mean, there are some cool chassis out there, a lot of them that look like Swiss watches. I mean, there's some gorgeous metalwork going on. But inside, they're not a whole lot different than a well-designed product that we might make or that others might make. So from a pure sonic standpoint, I don't think price has a lot of bearing unless it's within a category where it's clearly on a budget, right? So I'll give you an example. We make a line of products called Stellar, and Stellar is our $1,000 to $2,000 price range. We made those to a budget. Okay, we specifically said we want this to be in the $1,000 to $2,000 range, but on the other hand, we also worked really hard to get those into Class A and Class A plus ratings in the magazines for a couple of reasons. Why it's easier to sell them if it is, but also we have a great deal of pride in our products. So if it's not something I would take home and listen to without hesitation, I won't build it. And no one here would build it either. So where do we compromise? Well, we compromise so the chassis is cheaper, the display isn't quite as nice, the connectors aren't quite as good. So you're giving up some of those things, but clever design, hard work makes that not lose anything in terms of performance, but in terms of external jewelry, in terms of features and functions that others might have. That said, certainly there is a wide range of products in any of those categories that if you spend a little bit more money or sometimes a lot more money, you will get better performance. But often it's diminishing returns. So imagine that in one set we've got 80% of the performance or 90% of the performance for X dollars. If you spend 10 times more dollars, you might get that extra 10%, that extra 5% up there. And if you're willing to do that, if that is really the nth degree that you want to go for it. But in general, when the magazines rate something like that, it's going to sound pretty damn good. About the best I got. Hope that helps. Thanks. Bye-bye.